Hello and welcome to another episode of Douglasville Impact, our community podcast. I am Jason Post, and we've got another fun show coming at you here from our virtual quadcast studio here. We have some fun people joining us again. Let's welcome Mr. Aaron Sarowitz,
Well, hello, everyone.
Ms. Allison Parker,
Hi.
and our special guest seat this week is Miss Chan Weeks. Thanks for joining us. All right. Thank you for everybody joining us, and thank you for listening and watching this week. Let's jump right into all the stuff we got to talk about, and let's start with Mr. Aaron and the news around town.
Great. So we'll start with a recap. This week, the Douglasville Police Department held a food distribution event that was on September 15th. And it was a partnership between the police department and the Atlanta Community Food Bank. They provided over 9,000 pounds of food to over 180 families in the Douglas County community. So that was a big deal. It was like a hands-free food event. So people pulled up to the public safety building, and did the little turnaround, got their food, and out they went. So it was hands-free. During the pandemic, that's a big thing. So it was a very successful event. So there is a recap on our social media, our Facebook, the police department's Facebook account. I'm so used to plugging our own that I was thinking the city's Facebook account, but is on the police department's Facebook account. So if you want to check out some of the details about that, definitely log on to Facebook and follow the police department. So great event there.
Yeah, good job, PD.
Yeah. Next, the city, launched the Fall Douglasville Impact newsletter. So it's the fall edition. It's the first ever digital edition, digital-only edition. So you can find it on the city's website, douglasvillega.gov. And there's some really cool updates on some big projects that we've been working on, some that we started and are making some headway during the pandemic so that's great. And then we also have a new section that's called Know Your Neighbor. So that is a section where we feature a family from the community, and the first family that we featured is the Bailey family from Douglasville. So if you want to get to know them a little bit better, definitely take a look at the fall edition of the Douglasville Impact newsletter. And then finally, I know fans of the show will know where I'm going with this, but if you're new to the show, we've been pushing 2020 census pretty hard. And since this is probably the last episode before the census ends, which is when, everyone? Yes, September 30. September 30, the census will be done, at least for now, will be done counting. So if you haven't filled out your census yet, you can still do it in multiple ways. You can call in. You can log online and fill it out. It takes literally 5 minutes, regardless of how many people you have living in your home. Or you can wait and get a knock on the door and talk with someone. If you're feeling a little lonely during the pandemic, you can talk with a census taker at your house. So as we all know, the census affects things like funding for education, for the schools, for transportation and infrastructure improvements. And it also helps us draw the voting districts for the next 10 years. So it's crucial that we get as accurate as a count as we can. So if you have filled out the census, we need your help to encourage your friends, your family, your coworkers, a random person in Kroger or at Publix. You can be that weird person who just approaches someone and says, "Hey, fill out your census." It doesn't matter where they live at this point. We just want everyone to get counted. They don't have to live in Douglasville or Douglas County. We just want everyone to be counted. It's a plus for our community if they do live in Douglasville or Douglas County, but we just want to make sure for society as a whole that we get as accurate a count as we can. So that is my last census. I'm swinging for the fences on this one. So please, if you haven't, fill it out.
Hopefully everyone who listens to the show has filled it out at this point.
Well, then
every
I covered those bases. If they already filled it out, run up to someone
Yeah.
at the grocery
Tell a
store
friend.
or wherever you're shopping, and
Tell a stranger.
yeah,
Anybody.
don't be too aggressive, but
Yeah.
just
We can't overemphasize it because you list all the things that it affects, but it impacts more than we can really think about. Every episode we've had, whoever we've had on, it's the last time we had Gil Shearhouse from WSA, and we didn't think about WSA, but all the stuff that they do, providing water service and stuff like that. Sure, absolutely affects them.
they use census data to figure
all
out
the time.
how many people they need to serve in the next 50 years. So
Yep. We talk to people in the community, and they're like, "Hey, we want a Whole Foods, we want a Costco." You know what? That kind of stuff gets affected by it too. I mean, they come in and they look at the population densities and the census, statistics for an area to determine what development to come in, and what kind of things to come in. So, we want that, Whole Foods or Costco or Krispy Kreme or whatever. Maybe that's the hook, Krispy Kreme. That's why the census is important, because we want a Krispy Kreme, and that might do it.
for some,
So most. All right, awesome. So, thank you for the news, Mr. Aaron. So let's
You're welcome.
move on, and we'll talk with Allison a little bit about some things we got going on here in the city other than the census. So, what else is happening, Allison?
Well, census is extremely important, but we are happy to announce that the city has partnered with Unified Standards and Georgia Chamber of Commerce to provide businesses that are in the city limits with training opportunities to stay updated on COVID-19 safety measures. And so this is a training that we are offering complimentary to businesses so long as they are within city limits. And if you're interested in participating in this training and staying up to date on COVID-19 safety precautions, you can visit douglasvillega.gov to register, or you can reach out to the Welcome Center. So, great opportunity for our businesses here. And then we would like to let everyone know about the Hurricane Laura Relief Donation Drive. So our police department is working hard to provide resources for those who are being impacted by Hurricane Laura. And I'm a magician, so my mic just moved by itself. Yes, it's it's almost Halloween, so we're just kind of getting ready here. Close enough, right? So, police department is accepting donations at their facilities, which is 2083 Fairburn Road in the front lobby. If you'd like to make a donation as far as rakes, shovels, tarps, diapers, baby wipes, Clorox wipes, and non-perishable food items, they will be working with police departments in the Louisiana area to get them those donations. So you could drop off those donations at the Douglasville Police Department 24/7, because the front lobby is open all the time, and the last day to donate is next Friday, I believe. But if you'd like more information, you can visit the Douglasville Police Department Facebook page, or you can always call City Hall or call the police department. And please, no clothing donations. And last but not least, this is the police department show today.
Apparently.
They are hosting a surplus auction at the police department on Saturday, October 3rd at 9 a.m. And if you go to their Facebook page, once again, they've been posting a lot of items that they have available, and you'll arrive and auction those items. And then they're giving you an opportunity to go by and see what items they have available. And they posted all that information on their Facebook page as well.
Yeah, and then that's when they do the annual. They try to do it almost every year or something like that. But it's that police auction. It's always a good turnout. They have a wide variety of stuff, because it's the PD kind of puts it on, but it's stuff from all over the city as well. But a lot of PD items. But I mean, there's vehicles out there. There's heavy equipment, all the way down to technology and things like that. So. There is a wide variety of stuff out there, and there's been a lot of posts on social media with images about what they have available and stuff, so you can check out their Facebook page and see some of the stuff, and lots of stuff available. So it's fun just to go and see all the stuff out there. It's a auction. So, but it's usually a good turnout with a lot of fun stuff. So you should check it out. Yeah, cool, awesome. Well, that's all you got there, Allison.
That's all I got.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that brings us to our special guest this week. How's it going down there, Chan?
Great. How's
Great.
y'all?
Going good. So thanks for joining us. So Chan Weeks is our director of our Keep Douglasville Beautiful program and all the amazing things that they do around town to make Douglasville the beautiful place that it is, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things you guys have coming up, right? So why don't you start off just very briefly for listeners who may not be aware, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Keep Douglasville Beautiful is?
Sure. So Keep Douglasville Beautiful is an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, and we have been formed here in the city since 2001. So we're going on 19 years this year. It doesn't seem like that long. So we'll be celebrating our 20th year next year. So we're really excited about that. But we work in the community for beautification, litter prevention or litter abatement. We also do environmental education in the schools. Just anything that you can really think of as far as environmental goes.
Yeah, so you guys, and you've got a number of volunteers and stuff that work with you. You guys are always out in the community doing something. You'll see the Keep Douglasville Beautiful people out there doing litter pickup or replanting flowers and all kinds of stuff around the downtown and all of Douglasville just to make sure we got a really nice looking community out there. So we appreciate all that you guys are out constantly doing. So let's talk a little bit about some of the events and things you got. So you've had one that's been running for a while now, all summer, and it's been pretty successful. Let's talk a little bit about the Church Street Farmers Market. What can you tell us about the farmers market, how it's been doing, and how much longer you guys got left to go, and all that good stuff?
So the farmers market, this was our first year to be involved with a downtown farmers market, and we have, I don't even want to say brought it back because we've had a farmers market in Douglasville in the past, but it's really never been consistent, and it's kind of just been, kind of here and there and sporadic. So this year we've had several groups that came together, not only Keep Douglasville Beautiful, but Cobb and Douglas Public Health, the UGA Extension Office for Douglas County, and then Douglas County Parks and Rec. So the four groups kind of came together as a steering committee to set up and really structure a new farmers market that would be sustainable and that would actually be something that people wanted to come to. We kicked it off in June. It was a little bit later than we had hoped because of the pandemic, but we did kick it off, and we've had a really good season, having 12 to 15 vendors a week. We try to keep at least 50% produce, and we have everything from, our fresh garden vegetables and herbs. There's a lady who does fresh flower bouquets that are gorgeous. We have homemade ice cream. We have, homemade jellies and jams and honeys. And then we also have a number of craft vendors that, do everything from, necklaces and coconut oil, bath and body products and pottery and all kinds of different things. So it's really a great fun time to come out. We do that every Tuesday in downtown Douglasville at 6730 Church Street, which is for those who may know, the old police precinct right there on the corner of Church and Bowden. And I think that's right, Church and Bowden. We have that from 3 to 7, like I said, every Tuesday, and we have just 2 more weeks for this season. So, it's come out. We've been having fresh apples straight out of the orchard from Mercier Orchard, North Georgia, and those will be out for the next 2 weeks as well. So you can come out and get your apples, get your your okra, all your fall crops, kale and your turnip greens and herbs and everything that I mentioned. But like I said, we only have 2 more weeks. So we come out and support those local farmers and vendors, and then we will restart. The next season will come back, in May or June next year. So.
Yeah, and you guys have had a pretty good turnout and a lot of really good vendors, especially for a kind of a kickoff season that was interrupted by a pandemic. Every week there's been some new stuff out there.
There is. Yeah, we try to kind of change it up, and we're always accepting new vendors. And if anybody wants to be, part of these last 2 weeks as a vendor, feel free to give us a call. And of course, we're already taking vendor applications for next year as well.
Yeah. That's exciting. I'm glad it's been such a success this year because farmers markets are always nice to have, and it's been a really good turnout and lots of good responses and stuff. So, and really good really good looking vegetables. I mean, just the ones that we see walking back into City Hall when the employees go down and they bring back like these unique looking squashes or or something like, man, that looks good. So it's something different every week. Yeah. So it's been neat to see what kind of pops up week to week. So that's awesome. That's your farmers market, Church Street Farmers Market. So we got 2 more weeks. Make sure to come out and check that out before the season ends, and then we'll be back again next season. So speaking of regular events, though, you've got another one coming up that you guys have done for years, right? Our fall recycling event is coming up. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect to see at our fall recycling event, what that is.
Great. So our fall recycle event, we actually do this recycling event twice a year. Our spring event had to be canceled, unfortunately. So we anticipate there's going to be a lot of people coming and bringing things. It is a electronics and scrap metal mainly event. We also do accept household goods, like smaller household goods and shoes that are in gently used condition, and those are donated to Loving Hands Ministry here in Douglasville. But as far as like the electronics and scrap metal, we take anything and everything with metal content, from a refrigerator to an iPod, so in anything in between. If it has a cord, uses batteries, it's those type of electronics, we take it. As far as the metal goes, you can bring us your old lawn chairs or, your rakes, or if you have like an old trampoline that you've taken apart, all the metal off that. We've gotten some really unusual things over the years. It's really kind of fun seeing these things that come in because people have stored things in their homes and their basements for so long. And I mean, we've had like really old kind of cool cameras, and some things like that will actually grab out before they go into the roll-off containers to be recycled, because we have a museum here in Douglas County, and so we've been able to donate some of those type items to the museum, and it's kind of fun stuff that comes in, but it is going to be, and like it always is, I think we kind of led the way with this whole pandemic, the whole hands-free and kind of keeping you just in your car. We have people that will unload you. You just drive through, pop your trunk, or if it's back a pickup truck or a trailer or whatever, we have people that come in, they grab it, they unload it, and they take it over all on the side, and they sort it and get it all ready. So you don't even have to get out of your vehicle. So we make it super easy. So you don't have to talk to anybody, you don't have to touch anything. You just pull up and we take care of everything.
You guys were COVID compliant before it was cool.
That's right. And one thing that we have added in these past couple events, the recycle event's been going on for probably close to 10 years now, doing it twice a year. Yeah. But in the past couple of times we've done it, we have added the Lions Club of Douglas County does barbecue plates. And so they actually have, bagged a sandwich and chips, a cookie, and a bottle of water. You can just, after you've dropped off your recycling, pull up right to theirs, and for $5 you can get a lunch too. So it's one whole little outing, and you get everything taken care of. So, and then you can head over to the auction. After you've cleaned out your basement, you can go to the auction on the same day and buy new stuff, right? So.
Some new old stuff. Because we all like to emphasize reuse, right? Reduce, reuse.
Well, when you clear some space out, you need to fill it with something.
Got to fill that space with something.
Buy some stuff at the auction, fill the empty space.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's always a big, successful and popular event when you do that. And then, like you said, since we had to cancel the spring one, there's probably going to be a lot of people come out to this one. So you'll have all of your volunteers and everybody out there on hand just ready to move everybody through the line. So, yeah, make a nice outing out of it.
And Jason,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So I didn't mention the location. It's there at the overflow parking lot of First Presbyterian Church, right there across from Freedom Island on Campbellton Street. So it's right there as you, in the entrance, to downtown Douglasville. And I also forgot to mention the event is free to drop everything off except televisions and monitors. We do have a $5 charge for those, but everything else is absolutely free. So bring us all your junk, and we will take it. So you don't have to pay any kind of fees to, put it at the dump, and it's getting recycled too. So that's what's really important.
And it's worth it if you've got those big boat anchor old monitors, computer monitors,
We haven't got anything like
and
that.
TVs and things like that. You're just like, what do I do with this? Yeah, it's totally worth $5 to go and just get rid of those, get them out. And $5 for lunch too. So it's not a bad deal. So one more time, just in case everybody mentioned it, give us the location, the date, and the times.
Sure. So it is Saturday, October the 3rd. We start at 9 o'clock and we'll be there until 2 o'clock, completely drive through. And it will be at the overflow parking lot of First Presbyterian Church on Campbellton Street across from Freedom Island. So the intersection of Campbellton and Hospital Drive.
Perfect. Awesome. Very cool. So that's your next big event. What do you guys got in the far future? You guys got any big plans with Keep Douglasville Beautiful? Or are we going to bring you back on to talk about those later, probably?
We could probably come back on and talk more about those. We definitely have some things in the work. We always have, our Christmas tree recycling event. It's a little far out to talk about that.
It's never too soon to start talking about Christmas.
Yeah, you can't talk about Christmas this early, right? But that's the first week in January. But we have we'll be doing downtown beautification, where we replace all the flowers in the downtown planters throughout downtown Douglasville. So we always need volunteers for that. If anybody wants to come out and help plant flowers, that's always a fun time. And we have, some new litter programs that we're working on that we'd love people to get involved in. We definitely need our community to step up and help with litter. So yeah, we have always something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can, like I said, they always have stuff going on. We'll keep you up to date on anything that as soon as the more information comes on, and we'll have Chan on regularly to talk about all the cool stuff they got coming on as we get close to Bring One for the Chipper and spring cleanup and all the good stuff that you guys do. And you can always find out more about KDB and all that they're doing on our website. And they have a whole section dedicated to Keep Douglasville Beautiful and all their information. So good stuff. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up, Miss Weeks? All good? Okay. Anybody else have anything fun to bring to the table before we wrap up this episode? No? Cool. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks you guys all for coming in. Thanks again, Chan, for coming and talk to us about the upcoming events. Thanks again to Aaron and Miss Allison for all the news and information about the city. And thank you all for joining us and watching and listening. And we will see you next time on Douglasville Impact. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.